Once, in a small, forgotten town nestled deep within a forest, lived a talented young boy named Evan. His passion was painting, and he possessed an extraordinary gift to bring life to his canvases. His works were renowned far and wide, but little did he know that one painting would turn his life into a horrifying nightmare. Evan was working in his dimly lit attic studio one gloomy evening. He was in the middle of a particularly intricate piece, a forest scene, when his brush slipped from his hand and splashed a drop of paint on the canvas. This single accident set off a chain of events that would change his life forever. The paint drop seemed to come alive. It began to spread and swirl on the canvas, forming an eerily vibrant portal. Before Evan could react, a strange force pulled him into the painting. The world around him dissolved, and he found himself standing amidst the very forest he had been painting. The surroundings were distorted, twisted, and surreal. The colors were too vibrant, the shadows too deep, and the silence too oppressive. Evan was trapped in his own creation. Panic and fear overwhelmed him as he realized that he was now a character in his own painting. The forest was not the serene place he had intended it to be. The trees had eyes that followed him. The leaves whispered unsettling secrets, and the eerie silence was punctuated by strange, unsettling noises. Evan wandered deeper into the painting, hoping to find a way out. As he ventured further into the surreal world, he encountered nightmarish creatures that seemed to be birthed from his own subconscious. They were twisted abominations of animals, half human and half monster, with eyes that glowed with malevolent intent. They pursued him relentlessly, and Evan was forced to hide among the grotesque trees and confront his worst fears. Days turned into weeks, and Evan's sanity began to erode. He couldn't escape his own nightmare, and he felt the boundary between reality and the painting blur. He started to lose track of time and questioned if he was still the artist who painted this scene. One fateful night, while cowering in the shadows, Evan stumbled upon a hidden clearing deep within the forest. In the center was a hauntingly beautiful but twisted version of his childhood home, a dilapidated and nightmarish mansion. Evan's heart raced as he realized that this was his way out. He approached the mansion, feeling the weight of countless eyes upon him. The door creaked open, and he stepped inside. The interior was a macabre reflection of his own memories, with surreal depictions of his past life. Evan knew he had to confront the horrors within and make his way back to the painting. As he ventured deeper into the mansion, Evan encountered manifestations of his deepest fears and regrets. The house seemed to feed on his torment, but he refused to succumb to the horrors that lurked there. With sheer determination, he pieced together fragments of his own past and faced the darkness within him. After what felt like an eternity, Evan reached the attic, the very place he had started his ill-fated painting. He stood in front of the canvas, covered in sweat and trembling, his own reflection staring back at him. With trembling hands, he recreated the forest scene, hoping that it would take him back. As he painted, the portal began to swirl again, and he was pulled into it. The world of his painting collapsed around him, and he found himself back in his attic studio, drenched in sweat and gasping for breath. Evan had returned from his own painting, forever changed by the horrors he had witnessed. He knew he could never paint again, for he had seen the true power of his art. The boy who was once a painter had become a prisoner of his own creations, forever haunted by the nightmares he had brought to life.